Legends, today we're gonna drive and race this BMW M4, which can very well be an attainable dream car. Look at this beauty, a turbocharged inline-6 engine that makes a lot of power and you don't have to pay the price of a Ferrari for that. This car can do a little bit of all, drive on the street, race, or even drift. Just like that, let's go straight into our first race. It's lights out and we start accelerating hard, so we have to upshift. The car starts drifting to the side, so much power it has, and we almost hit this guy right here, trying to avoid him hitting the other guy.
Yeah, with so much power, it's 450 horsepower, it's quite hard to get a good start.
And just like that, we were able to pass Scored Addict 291, and we start approaching the next BMW. So much power it has, we start approaching the 5th place already. But Le Chapelon won't give his position for free, so we almost hit him with just scraping the bumper.
Yeah, a really fast and eventful race start here, and really showing that a lot of power in a straight line can take many positions at once.
Yes, exactly, and the BMW, hungry for acceleration, almost getting out of the track, almost hitting the barrier there. And that was a really risky move we did back there. If we spun, we would have lost many positions, maybe finishing the race last position. So we try to cut the track as much as possible, but we break the stone wall. And we're approaching the next two opponents from the inside. We try not to hit the 4th place here, so we try to dive on the inside of 3rd and 4th. But there's no use, both are able to take their positions back from the outside. As we notice everybody on the inside, we try to go for the outside to take 2 positions at the same time. So we end up in 3rd place in this race. The next turn isn't good for passing, yet we try to go on the inside of those under and escape his bumper. So he loses speed sticking to the inside and we are able to pass him by the outside.
Actually, a rather technical driving from our player, which manages to only scrape his bumper a little bit on closing doors.
We start approaching the BMW i8. This is a crucial moment in the race. Are we gonna be able to pass? No, we hit the barrier. But this will not slow me down that much. We stay on the inside of this guy and go for the overtake now. The i8 tries to battle for 1st place, but the M4 manages to pass by very closely to take the 1st place in the race.
We finally get to see a clean overtake from our player, which is really an evolution for him because at the start he almost crashed into a black BMW because he lost control during the drift. And we start to approach the last bit of this race, the last 30% in a relentless lead. As the runner-up is so far behind and we have 450 horsepower to play with, let's start drifting a little bit, shall we? In this drift we almost overcook it as we approach a descending part of the track. The speed starts to build up as we try to only power drift and do a little bit of braking. Because of that we get here too fast and we try to initiate, but we destroy the rear end in the barrier. But we start drifting beautifully and we manage to survive until here. Since 2nd place isn't anywhere to be seen, we have to send it once again in this hairpin corner. And we actually destroying the fence there. In 1st place, the player only has to focus on finishing the race and not committing many mistakes.
In the final straight, we're approaching past 200 km an hour. As we brake too little here, and we go off track, almost hitting the barrier there, just scraping the mirror. Then we just have to chuck it sideways and run for victory. And just like that, we go straight into our 2nd BMW only race. And it's lights out, we launch pretty hard in 2nd gear already to have maximum grip and acceleration. This time we started pretty well, didn't lose control in any time. We started approaching turn 1 and turn 2 already without hitting anybody. We started 8th on the grid as we brake a little bit too much here and 7th starts to pull away. So we decide to take the secret route in this track to get the maximum acceleration in the next corner. But 9th place gets in front of us and we cannot accelerate hard. Lucky me, my car is more powerful and you start pulling away, positioning yourselves for the next overtake. But the one them closes the door, we scrape bumpers and I'm forced to run outside line, almost hitting the bumper there. So I start positioning the car on the outside to overtake this guy on the next corner, but we don't even have to do that because this car is so powerful. Now as we demolish the markers, we start approaching really fast the composter here, so we're forced to the inside and we can take the 6th place in this race. And after just a tap on the brakes, we managed to get a good line out of this corner for a good acceleration.
Yeah, that looks like a really difficult race start for the BMW M4, but I believe that with its power, it can really quickly reach the other players as he's doing right now. We really quickly start approaching the 5th place and we pass Commentating at 240 km an hour. Now the first 5 cars are all doing a train, lining up to try to get the maximum speed out of this corner into the main straight. And at this point, the 4th place already goes to the BMW M4. Now heading into the latter half of the race, the M4 is absolutely at home here, accelerating full throttle, pulling now besides the SUV to manage to overtake it. But what is an SUV doing in this race? But that doesn't matter because we're battling 3 wide and we're pushed wide, almost hitting the barrier there, getting 1st place just like that. What a risky move from the BMW M4 that could have gone really wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea what the i8 was thinking. It could have ended in a horrible crash. It could have ended his career even.
It was truly dangerous, but now we're in 1st place and we can start power drifting like crazy. But because of this, Lil Zandor is on our door, really starting to approach and risk 1st place for us.
Yeah, this guy better stop drifting if he wants to win this race. But he doesn't seem to care, look at that, he keeps on doing it.
And it's incredible, he keeps on drifting, doesn't even care, look at that. He does drift after drift, and look at that, he's doing a big old drift around this corner, he doesn't even care. And even after all that, the runner-up is still in 2nd place.
At this point, the race leader seems to be playing, flirting with danger. He even tries to drift once again, but it doesn't work out. It seems he knows he's gonna win and we can do nothing about it.
We are now approaching the final straight, the final descent. We try to drift once again around here, but it doesn't work out. We have to send the car sideways for an awesome pose. As we start approaching our 3rd and last race, it's lights out and we go full throttle in 2nd gear. As we do, the car goes a little bit sideways approaching the BMW Z8 convertible. We're going to turn 1, giving space to everybody so no one crashes here, but we scrape the bumper of the BMW Z8. We are able to find the slither on the inside and we dive for it, taking 8th place back.
Yeah, he's using the track really well here to be able to get an overtake in the first 20 seconds of race.
And we start approaching Cooks once again here, almost trading paint in the bumper there as we dive in the inside to be able to take another position in 30 seconds of race. This puts us on the inside of the M6, we just touched doors there and we are able to take another position right here. A really fast and intense race start here for who has 3 laps yet to go. The power of this car starts to get really visible as we approach 5th place and take over. Then we notice everybody's on the inside, so we go for the outside line to take another position into the 4th place. And here starts a battle for 2nd place between Bias and Bigman, so we're gonna use this situation to our advantage and take 2 positions at the same time. After this, we just have to overtake one more person this time, and it is Lissandor. He's in a 90s Beamer now, and he makes 320 horsepower, so our 450 are able to overtake him in just 1 lap. Look at that! Every single opponent behind us, and of course we have to celebrate with a little drifting and destroy the bumper in the barrier there. Look at that! But that doesn't matter, because overtaking every single opponent in just 1 lap is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, the M4 really shined in this race, showing that a bit of power and a bit of skill can really take you to the race lead in just 1 lap.
And of course, by being the race leader in just 1 lap, we can drift as much as we want here.
Yeah, this championship really showed itself to be a really technical challenge from the 1st to the 2nd, even to the 3rd race. The BMW M4 showed itself to be superior and above all its competitors.
And the M4 keeps on drifting. It seems that if there's nobody in front, it just begs to be drifted.
Surely the M4 deserved this championship.
And look at that Bias taking 1st place as we're distracted by drifting. Are we gonna be able to recover 1st place? As the 3rd starts coming behind in 4th as well, look at that. As we approach the end of lap 2, I believe they were just planning on how to take the lead last second. But into the straight, the M4 releases its drifting powers to take the lead once again before the end of 2nd lap. And there's Bias once again trying to take the lead when we're drifting. Now into the last lap, we are absolutely forced to try to get the lead any way we can. But Bias keep himself in 1st place as we're drifting, sliding around, we have absolutely no grip on our tires anymore. But Bias stays way up ahead, strongly holding into the 1st position as we drift around these last corners.
Listen, if the M4 doesn't stop drifting and doesn't start taking the race seriously, it is running a high risk of losing the race.
Bias is way up ahead of us. He's too far away for us to overtake him here. The M4 is no longer trying to drift, he's trying its best to get closer, and we're getting closer. Yes, that's it. We can try to go for the outside here, but we hit his bumper in the way and we can't take the position. But then we're side to side, we're gonna get the position, we're not gonna take the position. The M4 starts drifting again as we are able to take the first place in the last second. And I can't believe the M4 wants to drift once again. And in the final straight, of course, we have to throw the car sideways for pure style.
Truly one astoundingly dramatic race for the M4.
And with that, we have the championship win and we get a Ni92 M3 GTS. And look at this beauty. It's a special track version of the M3 from the era when he had a V8. But of course, you know me, so I had to go sell it for almost 1 million credits. Also, they gave me this McLaren in the last episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I just ask you one little thing. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode of Commentating Like a Legend.